This is another reminder that the name of the show is Philly in the Middle. But the name of this theme song is Philly's Got a Plan.
Philly's got a plan. He doesn't need you to understand.
Hello, good people listening who've pressed play. This is Phil Circus, and you're listening to Philly in the Middle. And we're in the dog days of summer. I just said that. I don't know what dog days. I don't know what that phrase is, but we're definitely we're in the 80s period, which seems like temperatures in the 80s last all summer long here. I know it's worse other places, and I know it's better in some other places. So, I'm splitting the difference for everyone. It's humid. I have not been outside all day. I'm about to take Marty out for a walk into the humid 80s weather. He's not digging the humidity, or he's just playing. He's just playing us. Here's the thing. The world is crazy, but I do a lot of work during the week, and there are a lot of good things happening along with the total batshit craziness. I work with a lot of different people, and I see the theme. The theme is people power. Coming together, getting our story. Oh, I don't know. Just listen to my other shows. Listen to this one when you want to just smirk, smile, or feel cringe or anything. But speaking of hopefully smiling, I have a guest, a real person. It's not just going to be me. So let me throw it over to Phil interviewing an actual person. Please enjoy this conversation. I'm here with a new guest. This is going to be probably the fourth episode of Philly in the Middle. Could be the fifth. I don't know. It depends. I get to make that call, being Phil himself. But I'm here with someone named Aaron Jossart. Did I pronounce everything correctly?
That is totally correct. Well done, Philly.
Thank you. I saw the name Jossart, but that was the first time I've said it aloud, and I'm glad it worked out. If you're listening to this, if you press play, you're going to hear how a little bit of how I met Aaron. But the first question I'm going to ask you is, what's your relationship to the middle? That is, where do you live, where you're from, and bonus points. Tell me about what your livelihood is.
Okay. I am fully ensconced in the middle.
I saw what you did there.
I hear you.
Scotty.
Indeed. I was born and bred in Racine, Wisconsin, which incidentally is the French word for roots. And that's where my roots are.
Right from the go, he's coming with receipts. All right. So Racine, roots.
Roots. There's a river that goes through Milwaukee and then into Racine called the Root River. And then it washes out into Lake Michigan, and it's filled with roots. We're a very simple folk here in Wisconsin. We like to name places after what we see immediately in front of us. So the Root River is just filled with roots. And there's nothing more metaphorical than that, but it is my roots. It is where I come from. So
now, it's pretty obvious from context. You're in Madison right now. You live in...
Yep. Madison is... I've been here for 26 years, I think. Yeah, wow. 26 years.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And for example, in Wisconsin, if there was a city that had two lakes, what would it be called?
Twin Lakes.
That's how it works.
We are very straightforward. If you can go to any lake that has a name and you will totally understand why it's called that. Like Bow Lake. Oh, it looks like a bow. Clam Lake. Oh, it's got clams in it,
Is there a Clam Lake? I need to know.
My parents live in the town of Clam Lake.
Okay. I couldn't make up the stuff.
Yeah, there's an upper Clam Lake and there's a lower Clam Lake. But this is where it actually gets confusing.
Yeah.
Because geographically, lower Clam Lake is more north than upper Clam Lake.
So I'm like, why?
But it's the way the water flows.
I'm tickled. I'm partially tickled because I have a brother in Connecticut who plays in a band called The Clams.
The Clams.
He's played in this band for 20 years, and life to him is nothing but a series of Clam puns.
Oh, man.
So, like, if he knew, like, he's going to drive to Upper Clam Lake now, at least, and see if he can get a gig with his trio.
I'm sure he could near there. There's about 70 full-time residents there, so they would come out.
Tell me about what's your livelihood then for bonus points?
I am a teacher in the Madison Metropolitan School District. I teach languages, French and Spanish.
To who?
To high schoolers on the east side at East High School. I've been there for 16 years now.
This is a true story. You were first introduced to me like this. This is Aaron. He plays accordion. Why lead with the accordion? Why do you think that happened?
I think the person that introduced me knows that I'm still embarrassed about playing the accordion, even though I've been doing it forever. And I actually enjoy it very much. But whenever someone asks me, oh, like you're in a band, what do you play? I always have to pause like that, like when you're trying to tell somebody something without saying anything, like, I wasn't there because of legal issues, like I guess I play the accordion, so I have to think about it, and it's fine. And I didn't start
I like
there.
the idea, though, that you just described. This person, this beloved one, your spouse.
Yes.
This was a tear off the Band-Aid moment.
Just admit it. You play the accordion. Everybody sees you play the accordion, so you might as well just say it. Yeah, that's what I do. We play in an alt country band. And
what's the name of your alt country band?
Evan Murdoch and the Imperfect Strangers. I think my bandmates are starting, after 15 years, to not want me to play the accordion anymore. I mean, I play the keyboards too, but every time something comes up, they're like, hey, why don't you try
Is
that
it like a
keys?
moment in the show when things become unplugged and you put on the accordion?
Yeah, they're like, I'm ready to go. Let's play a little more. And they're like, no, it's good. It's good. Just sit down.
You've spent your life, it seems like, in Wisconsin, true?
Yes.
Does that feel grounding or limiting? And have you ever longed to move away sight unseen, kind of like what I did coming to Madison?
Yeah, I mean, when I was graduating from high school, I'm like, fuck this noise. I'm out. I'm never coming back. So, and
tell me a little bit about that noise.
I just like, you grow up in the same place.
Was it just average teenage
yeah,
angst?
like, no, I'm not going to be where my parents are, my family, and my mom's I have 35 cousins on my mom's side, 30 of which lived in Racine. So it felt a little bit like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we're like, no, I'm out, and I'm going to move so far away, you'll never see me again, which was Minneapolis, which is only like 4 hours. But, then I went to Oregon for a while, and I lived in France for a while, and came to a place where I was going to start graduate school. And this was the place that I wanted to return. And it wasn't Racine. It was, I just wanted to be back in Wisconsin at that point. And since then, I have been here mostly the entire time with a couple of breaks here and there.
My last guest, we talked about the boomerang effect of being from Wisconsin, going out and coming back again. Plus, my last guest had 8 siblings and you have 35 cousins. So I don't know, listeners, read into that what you will. Family's big. It's big out here. Aaron, you teach Spanish and French. Does Wisconsin have its own language or even like a secret handshake that only local people would know?
Yeah, there's the accent that you can try to turn on. Hey, I had a couple hundred clams the other day in Clam Lake. But there's a couple of regional derivations of words. But I think the best way to say language would be that Wisconsin's accent is the most quintessentially Midwest. Mm-hmm. In many ways, mm-hmm. in that you can't really see, it's like there's nothing there sometimes, but every once in a while you can hear it, and especially if you go up north. And that in and of itself is its own kind of place. It's not like Montana, which is like there's no accent whatsoever. It's like it kind of dissipates.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And is Montana considered Midwest?
Don't tell them that.
I'm from Connecticut originally, and, we speak God's English there, meaning we have no accent. So I'm just wondering if Montana's the Connecticut of the Midwest.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, that's how other people describe Montanans, but they would never describe themselves like that. So there's regional differences, soda as opposed to pop in the Southeast.
Yeah.
Bubbler, water fountain, that's a whole deal. What do you say? Bubbler or water fountain?
Neither. So, I grew up with
You
soda-
don't drink out of public water
Oh,
stations in the
public
West.
water stations, fountain.
Okay,
Yeah.
a fountain. Yeah. So in the southeast of Wisconsin, there was a company earlier on called Bubbler, and then they usually you drink from a bubbler.
Yeah, drink from the bubbler. Yeah.
Yeah?
Get the COVID.
Yeah.
Get the Rona. Here's a question. Is Madison, in fact, weird? If so, are you part of that weirdness?
I mean, there's every part of Wisconsin has holy shit, that's not right kind of moment.
Mm-hmm.
Madison's is weird in its own way. Like there's the east side of Madison, which is weirdly hippie. Like they make their own candle scent sometimes and everybody celebrates it. You know, you got kombucha that ends up exploding all over your house. That's a regular kind of east side Madisonian thing.
So it is weird. And you live on the east side. So it's just like.
Yeah, you put it all together. And it's not diverse, not at all. And so it seems like when you get a bunch of white people together that want to celebrate where they live, they turn it into something different. And
yeah. This is called white nonsense. They want to get together. They want to name things. And then they want to shake up their kombuchas, whatever.
Yeah. There's like a full moon bike ride that comes and there's like a 2-story bicycle. A guy named Ty used to drive it around.
This is when I plant my palm to my forehead and sigh.
If you ever have bicycled on a 2-story bicycle, it's very intimidating. I would not do that on a full moon bike ride because everybody's drinking as well.
I'm thinking about doing a full moon paddle.
There you go. That'd be fun.
I'm thinking about it. What is one small, possibly irrational thing that bugs you about Madison, even though you know it shouldn't?
Small?
Yeah, I'm sure they're big things. There are a lot of big, obvious things that you just kind of alluded to one of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's the small day-to-day inconveniences of being like on a Madison east side. Like they just put on our street, I know this is like super not in my backyard, but they just put on our street a no turn on red sign because there's a bike path that passes. And because you can't turn right on red, and I love bicycling. I love the bike path. So this is a great place to bike. But they just put that in because we're going to protect the bicyclists. But it's in such a way that a lot of bicyclists now are almost getting hit by cars over and over and over. So it's like there's the small things are these really great implementations of things that actually can hurt people, which,
Yeah, I see. There's a lot of back and forth with city planning and how to.
Yeah. Well, there's like a volunteer group that like clears all the plants in these different parks, and they're wonderful. It's great. And they clear all these invasive plants, and they're super zealous about it so that they clear everything, and then everything is open. And then there's a whole other group that's like, stop clearing the plants. We got to save the bunnies.
I noticed that, like, I can't believe how it changes here, how all the controlled burns and stuff that happens, just like all constant in motion.
Super
Madison in motion.
Yeah, it's like we're all caffeinated beavers wanting to try new things that, you know, like No Mow May. You remember that?
No.
Oh, that's where everybody's like, hey, for 3 years after COVID, they're like, we should not mow our lawns in May because it's bad for the
mow
bees.
in May.
Yeah.
It sounded like, I don't know, you were
No
speaking
mow.
French. I don't know. No mow in May.
Yeah, and then people put signs up, and that lasted like 3 seasons. Everybody's like, this is stupid. Everybody's got mosquitoes.
I like that because I feel pressure with the lawn. Like, I really love my neighbor across the street because they kind of let their lawn go.
Yeah.
And like they're setting the bar for me because I'm not into it. I'm trying to get something started in the summertime in Madison. Something that's similar. It's called fist bump in the summer.
Fist bump summer.
Just because like everyone, like I'm not used to it. Everyone's so hot. I'm really perspiring. Everyone's hugging each other. And like I'm like, maybe we should just fist bump. So like I wonder if it could be a
That's not
seasonal.
a norm. By the way, like summertime hugging is not a normal Wisconsin
it's not.
thing.
Okay.
I mean,
It's
maybe
just
in
the
your
circles.
circles. Yeah.
Okay. Heard. Understood. Touche.
Fist bump in the summer. Fist bump in the summertime. Fist bump in the summer. Fist bump in the summertime. Fist bump in the summer. Fist bump in the summertime. Fist bump in the summer. Fist bump in the summertime. Fist bump in the summer.
You work with young people,
I
high
do.
schoolers
I
every
do.
day. What do they teach you about community, language, or identity?
Well, I mean, working with kids helps you stay very young, and it keeps your ability to take in emotions very open and available. But it also like depends on where you are. Like as a high school teacher, like we had this conversation all the time because, when you're dealing with like 140 kids every day, it really makes a difference on where you are at in Wisconsin in terms of what those young kids look like. Like I have a colleague, lovely person, who is working up near Green Bay. And at one point we were talking about the demographics of their school, which are totally different, And he had fewer Black students in his district than I have in my own family. Which is like, that's
Green Bay, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's Green Bay. It's very, very white. And Madison is like that as well in terms of different pockets. Where I work, it is incredibly diverse and there's a lot of people. And so it's really, you get a feel for the people themselves, the students themselves, but you also get a feel for how they are treated in the community and how the community is treating all these different people that are coming in, that are growing up. And I don't want to say that it's not negative. It's mostly empowering, especially in the last couple of years. There's huge issues. But what I'm noticing is that these students are teaching me about Madison and how we are treating everybody. And they teach me all the time to never underestimate what it means to just connect with somebody, like to say hello, to know what they're doing on the day. And that's so much more important oftentimes than the learning that goes on.
That's the real important stuff. Forget French and Spanish.
Yeah.
You're learning how to be with your...
And as a high school teacher, like when you deal with kids all the time, you realize that just because they're annoying little fish, a lot of the time, it doesn't mean they're not wonderful people. It's just like...
Give me your ideal Wisconsin day from sunrise to sunset. You can include food and locations.
Oh man, it depends. It depends on the season. I mean, teachers. So there's like two forms of existence, which is like talking on a podcast at 9:30 in the morning.
Because it's the summertime.
Because it's the summertime, right? And then there's like work and dealing with all these things. But let's take for our listeners, let's take a winter day.
I like this. Yeah.
So, all right, winter day. It's a Sunday. It's mid-January. The lakes are finally frozen, but the snow hasn't hit yet. So the ice is totally clear, but it's like a 28, 29 degree day and the sun's shining. So walk out with my lovely partner. We stroll out on the lake and it's like mid-morning and it's like the Wisconsin Riviera for winter. Everybody's out there doing their weird ass shit. Like they're digging their Christmas trees in to make a circle in the middle of the lake. They do this and they make a little maze and then they draw little like affirmations on it. And there are other people like ice skating across. And then you have those ice skating boats with sails on it. Everybody's out doing weird stuff in the winter. And then we take our little walk. Get a little chilly, but not too bad. We'll go to Lazy Jane's, have some breakfast. We walk around the neighborhood because we're all pretty close in there. Maybe grab a donut. And my partner is vegan, so they have all these vegan donuts now. And then go back, hang out with the kids, make some food, get everybody together for the family, and then have the sun come down at like 4:30. And, that winter picture can happen like maybe twice a winter. After that, it's all slush and dirt and rain. And yeah.
I'm so split. I mean,
I
moved here from Oakland. Everyone said, why?
Yeah.
Everyone in Madison said, why? They're not welcome in Madison. Like, why'd you move from Oakland?
I feel like if we could get out, we would have, but we just can't. So why did you come in?
I feel like I was brought here on some false pretenses. I don't know. You could read stuff online and, some AI bots told me that it's a climate haven. What's a story about yourself that you're still trying to figure out how to tell?
All right. So this one's on my mind. It's like, why do I like to fish? I still have not figured that out. Because I don't know, a lot of people fish in Wisconsin. You got a lot of lakes. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of lakes, like Clam Lake, for example.
Clam Lake.
And so I fished as a kid, and then I took a break. I guess I fished for like 25, 30 years. And every time I'm not fishing, I think, why do I like to do this? And I get a little obsessed with fishing sometimes. You know, it's not like if you listen to a trout fisherman, they'll tell you for hours why they like to fish, and they'll like wax rhapsodic on it. And it's like this intellectual battle between nature and, you know, yourself, and this experiential knowledge that you have is going to help you win over the day. It's like, you know, it's not that. I mean, most of the time when I'm fishing, somehow I end up soaked in water and bleeding. Like every time, doesn't matter. I'm wet and I'm bleeding. And like, there's so many mistakes, and you just fall over and you hurt yourself and things like that. And it can be wonderful. Like last night I was out and caught a huge 30-pound catfish trying to wrestle out. And I was also soaked and bleeding at that time.
Okay. So it was a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know, not like Jason Momoa versus nature battle. It's more like this slimy thing is now flopping in the boat. Oh, it's on my phone. Okay, how do I take a picture of this?
You're saying when you're not there, there's a compulsion to be in that situation.
Yes. And it's like, why? It's not like, what do I get out of it? And I do love it immensely and spend a lot of time on it, as my lovely partner, Catherine, will attest, in the summer especially. But I still haven't figured out what is the draw to
She
fishing.
will attest. Is she like, why are you doing this? I'm tired of you smelling like fish.
I mean, she is lovely and supportive, and she accepts the fact that there are leeches and worms in our refrigerator. And she's like, just keep it clean. Just keep it in the back.
She hasn't been like, we're going to have 2 refrigerators, Aaron.
Most fisher folk do have
Okay.
Yeah. But I still haven't figured out why.
Would it be in the ballpark of like a meditative thing, like with gardening, like you're a little bit communing with nature, you're a little bit killing a fish, or
I wouldn't say it's meditative. There are these moments where you're like, what just happened? Like one night I was fishing, and a heron, big great blue heron, kind of flopped in and was about 20 feet and just was fishing with me. And so like we were catching the same stuff. And they are as shitty of fisher folk as humans. So you could actually, so this beautiful heron is like, whoa, grab a fish. And then it tries to swallow it. And you can still see it wiggling in its neck. And it's like, it looks like it's choking the whole time. And I'm like, I can't help you. You're evolved for this, and you can't figure this out.
Your next vacation is in Madison, ladies and gentlemen. Come to Madison.
Yes, you'll be soaked and bleeding and filled with weird stuff.
Where should I get a cup of coffee in Madison? And who should be my next guest?
Ooh, all right. Let me think about that. Just place Mother Fools. You know that place?
Yeah, I do. I've driven by it.
Yeah. You come in and it seems like you are causing them distress and a mild irritation as you walk in. You're like, what do you want? And like, it's like you feel like you're imposing on them to get your cup of coffee. Yeah. And it's always different, and it's always interesting, and it's fun to just hang out there and see what happens. So you're saying
go to Mother Fools for the experience.
Yeah, for the experience. All right. So there's a couple of folks. Allie Muldrow, who is she's with the district. She's on the school board. She might be someone to talk with. Super interesting. And then our mayor would be a good one.
Can you hook that up? Can you hook me up with Sasha?
I mean, I used to teach her kids.
All right. Well, yeah. Hook me up. Aaron, this has been really fun. This has been great. Thank you for coming on this show in a virtual barn. It's not in a barn.
You want it to be.
I want it to be. There's a barn across the street.
That's awesome.
But thanks for coming on Philly in the Middle. And Mother Fools, here I come.
And thank you. Appreciate it.
So that was Aaron Jossart. And I thought it was a lot of fun. I laughed a lot. I think he laughed too. And so I think it was good. He put a tall order in. He thinks I should be talking to the mayor of Madison. I think so too. Philly in the Middle was produced by me. Overseen by Marty, who sits in the chair behind me while I put it together. Jen, my wife, is the best. Someone made fun of me for always saying Jen, my wife. Jen is like the best editor in the world. I mean, she's going to listen to this and she's going to keep it real. But I'm excited to do another show. And I'm learning a lot about Madison in the Midwest. And we're just in a part of this song that's not really working, so I'm going to end the show.